Hi everyone, so in this video I'm going to be discussing how I grew my glutes from this to this. There's a few different factors. I'm going to split this video into two parts. So one part is going to be about food and the other part is going to be about the actual working out side of things. I will start with like the exercises I did. There were three main exercises that I focused on in order to grow my glutes. The first one being hip thrusts. This is my absolute favourite for growing my glutes. With this, I've just focused on really getting my form right. So before I was increasing my weight, I made sure my form was perfect. And then, yeah, I just focused on progressive overload, which I will speak more about in a minute, and pushing myself to failure doing these and really focusing on the mind to muscle connection. Yeah, hip thrusts are amazing for glute growth. They've really helped me so much. Another one is Bulgarian split squats. I hate these, but they're so good for the glute growth. Really focused on my form before lifting heavier weight. They're amazing. I always start with hip thrusts because I can really feel them in my glutes, and then it helps, you know, when I go on to do the other exercises, I can feel it more, if that makes sense. So if I was to start my workout with Bulgarian split squats, I might not feel it in my glutes as much as I do after having done hip thrust first, if that makes sense. The third exercise is RDLs. Oh my god, RDLs are a godsend. So when I first started doing RDLs, my form was completely off and I couldn't figure out why. Like, my back was hurting every time I was doing them and I wasn't really sure why, because I thought my form was right, but it wasn't. Like, now I look back at videos, I can see I couldn't lift too heavy because it was just hurting my back at first. And then as soon as it clicked and I figured out how to get my form right and do them properly without hurting my back, they're amazing. Like, I lift so much heavier now. Only thing letting me down now is my grip strength with them. I really need to learn how to use my lifting straps properly. But yeah, no, they're great. So I prioritize those three exercises to grow my glutes. Another thing is you really want to stick to the same routine for about 6 to 8 weeks. So although since the start of my fitness journey, I've always done those three exercises on my glute days, there's a few exercises that I've swapped in and out. For example, single leg press or single leg hip thrusts or good mornings, those kind of things. I've like switched in and out. I'm going to talk a bit more about progressive overload. So progressive overload just means like you're not staying on the same weight. Like, each session you're pushing yourself to lift a heavier weight. Say 1 week I was hip thrusting 80 kilograms and, you know, I was doing 8 reps of that, fine, but I'm not pushing myself. I'm not going to see the growth. When that starts to become easy for me, I'm not going to see any more growth. So as soon as you can easily do 8 reps of a weight, you should be pushing yourself up to try the next weight. So try 85 kilograms, try 90 kilograms, see how many reps you can get in. And just make sure you're pushing yourself. Even if you can only get one rep of a weight, that's still something. You're still pushing yourself. That's still better than just staying on the same weight. Because then next week you might be able to do 2 reps and then, you know, you're slowly getting stronger. So that's sort of like the exercise side of things. In terms of food, I cannot stress enough how important it is to be in a calorie surplus. It's a bit different if you're trying to lose fat while gaining muscle, but my goal was to gain muscle, to even gain weight. So I was in a calorie surplus. I still am. I'm eating about 300 calories extra every day over my maintenance. This has really helped because before, when I was just working out and hadn't focused on food or anything, I really wasn't seeing the gains. Like, nothing was changing, and I wasn't really sure why, because I knew I was pushing myself. You'll see gains and progress much quicker if you're in a calorie surplus and you're eating enough protein. Oh my god, I cannot stress this enough, how important it is to be eating enough protein. So if you're really wanting to gain muscle, you need to be eating at least 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. So say you weigh 50 kilograms, you want to be eating 100 grams of protein, and so on. This is so important. There's so many different ways you can get protein now. Like, even when I go to Aldi, like, I love buying the protein yogurts, and they're so cheap as well, and they've got like 25 grams of protein in. Like, it's so easy to hit your protein goal now. You have no excuse. Of course, you can also get protein from meat, nuts, protein shakes, beans. I've been using the Extreme Gainer one from My Protein, and not only is that good for getting my protein intake in, but it's also good for increasing my carbs too, and increasing my calories. And finally, I'm also taking creatine every day, regardless of if I'm working out or not. Consistently taking creatine, 3 grams every day. And I've seen a crazy difference since taking creatine consistently. The only thing with creatine is you need to make sure you're drinking enough water, otherwise it can cause damage to your kidneys. So if you don't know about creatine, creatine basically helps your muscles absorb more water, so that's why they look fuller. Like, you look like you've, you know, gained more muscle mass because there's more water retention in your muscles, which is why it's important that you're drinking enough, because you're now putting more water into your muscles too. But yeah, it's great. It gives you a really good pump, and it's also helped me to lift heavier as well. I really feel like I can lift heavier since taking creatine. So those are my main tips for glute growth. If you have any questions, please let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Please give me any feedback in the comments, because this is my first YouTube video. So yeah, if there's anything you would like to know or anything, yeah, let me know in the comments.